Welcome students. In this class, today we start our new topic, that is motion in two dimensions. Myself, Dr. Neelmani Gupta, Associate Professor, Government Dungar College, Bikaner, Rajasthan. Two-dimensional motion means when the motion of a liquid is the same in all planes parallel to a fixed plane, then motion is said to be two-dimensional. Taking the fixed plane as the plane z equal to 0, the velocity small q at any point on a parallel plane z equal to constant is a function of x and y and t only, and it has components u, v, w such that component w perpendicular to the plane is 0. By a point in such a motion, we mean a line through that point parallel to z-axis. By a curve, we mean a cylinder on that curve with generators parallel to z-axis. Now, Lagrange's stream function or current function. What is this? When the motion is two-dimensional, first of all, then velocity component w is equal to 0. In this case, the differential equation of the streamline is dx by u is equal to dy by v, and this can be written down as v dx minus u dy equal to 0. Suppose this is equation number 1. Now this equation is exact if the condition of exactness, that is del v by del y is equal to minus del u by del x, is satisfied, and this can be written down as del u by del x plus del v by del y equal to 0. And this is equation of continuity for the incompressible fluid in two dimensions. Hence the condition of exactness is satisfied. Thus v dx minus u dy is a complete differential, say d psi, so that we can write down v dx minus u dy is equal to d psi, and d psi can be written down as del psi by del x into dx plus del psi by del y into dy. Now comparing both the sides, we have u is equal to minus del psi by del y and v is equal to del psi by del x. And the function psi is called the stream function or the current function. Stream functions are obtained by integrating one, that is by d psi equal to 0, and d psi equal to 0 as v dx minus u dy is equal to d psi, and v dx minus u dy equal to 0, so that d psi equal to 0. So integrating this, we get psi is equal to c, that is constant, and this shows that the stream function is constant along a particular stream line. Next is irrotational motion in two dimensions. The motion is irrotational if velocity potential phi exists. Thus, if phi exists, we have u is equal to minus del phi by del x and v is equal to minus del phi by del y. Suppose this is equation number 1. Also, if psi is a stream function, then u is equal to minus del psi by del y and v is equal to del psi by del x, and this is suppose equation number 2. Now by equation of continuity, we have del u by del x plus del v by del y equal to 0, and after substituting the values of u and v by equation 1, we have del 2 phi by del x2 plus del 2 phi by del y2 equal to 0, and this shows that the velocity potential phi satisfies Laplace equations. Also from 1 and 2, we have u is equal to minus del phi by del x is equal to minus del psi by del y, and v is equal to minus del phi by del y is equal to del psi by del x. Now del 2 phi by del y del x can be written down as del by del y of del psi by del y, because del phi by del x can be written down as del psi by del y, and this is del 2 psi by del y2. Also del 2 phi by del x del y can be written down as del by del x of del phi by del y, and del phi by del y is replaced by minus del psi by del x, and this is minus del 2 psi by del x2. So equating these two, we have del 2 psi by del y2 is equal to minus del 2 psi by del x2, or this can be written down as del 2 psi by del x2 plus del 2 psi by del y2 equal to 0, and this shows that the stream function or current function psi also satisfies Laplace equation. Again, del phi by del x is equal to del psi by del y, and del phi by del y is equal to minus del psi by del x. From these two results, we have del phi by del x into del psi by del x plus del phi by del y into del psi by del y equal to 0, as this is del psi by del y into del psi by del x minus del psi by del x into del psi by del y. So this shows that the family of curves phi equal to constant and psi equal to constant intersect orthogonally. Thus the curves of constant velocity potential cut the streamlines orthogonally. Finally, we say that the stream function psi exists whether the motion is irrotational or not. Secondly, the velocity potential phi can exist only when the motion is irrotational. Thus, in the case of irrotational motion, phi and psi satisfies Laplace equation, and the condition del phi by del x is equal to del psi by del y and del phi by del y is equal to minus del psi by del x whole good. Next is complex potential. The expression W is equal to phi plus iota psi, where W is a function of z and z is a function of x plus z is a function of xy, and write down as z is equal to x plus iota y, is called complex potential of the fluid motion. Once again, W, that is phi plus iota psi, where W is a function of z, is called complex potential of the fluid motion. Now W is phi plus iota psi and W is also function of z, so function of z can be write down as f of x plus iota y. Now differentiating this with respect to x partially, then we have del phi by del x plus iota del psi by del x is equal to f dash of x plus iota y. Again differentiating this expression with respect to y, we have del phi by del y plus iota del psi by del y is equal to iota f dash of x plus iota y. Now from these equations, if we eliminate f dash of x plus iota y, we have del phi by del y plus iota del psi by del y is equal to iota times of del phi by del x plus iota del psi by del x. Equating real and imaginary parts, we get del phi by del x is equal to del psi by del y, and del phi by del y is equal to minus del psi by del x. Now these are well known Cauchy-Riemann conditions to be satisfied by an analytic function W is equal to phi plus iota psi. Again W is equal to phi plus iota psi is equal to fz. Differentiating this expression with respect to x, we get dw by dz into del z by del x is equal to del phi by del x plus iota del psi by del x. This is equal to dw by dz is equal to del phi by del x plus iota del psi by del x. Here del z by del x is equal to 1 because z is x plus iota y, and when we differentiate partially with respect to x, we get del z by del x is equal to 1. Also del phi by del x is equal to minus u and del psi by del x is equal to v. So we have dw by dz as minus u plus iota v, or this can be write down as modulus of dw by dz is equal to modulus of minus u plus iota v, and that is equal to root of u square plus v square, and this is magnitude of the velocity of the fluid. Hence, if w is equal to fz as a complex potential, then modulus of dw by dz represents the magnitude of the velocity. If at any point modulus of dw by dz is equal to 0, we call that point as a stagnation point. Next is Cauchy-Riemann equations in polar coordinates. We have w is equal to phi plus iota psi and w is a function of z. So this can be write down as phi plus iota psi is equal to f of x plus iota y. Now in polar coordinates, x equal to r cos theta and y equal to r sin theta, so that x plus iota y is equal to r of cos theta plus iota sin theta, and this can be write down as r e raised to iota theta. So here we have phi plus iota psi is equal to f of r e raised to iota theta. Differentiating this expression with respect to r and theta respectively, we get del phi by del r plus iota del psi by del r is equal to f dash of r e raised to iota theta into e raised to iota theta. Secondly, del phi by del theta plus iota del psi by del theta is equal to f dash of r e raised to iota theta into iota r e raised to iota theta. From this equation, when we eliminate e raised to iota theta into f dash r e raised to iota theta, we have del phi by del theta plus iota del psi by del theta is equal to iota r into del phi by del r plus iota del psi by del r. Equating real and imaginary parts, we get del phi by del theta is equal to minus r del psi by del r, and del psi by del theta is equal to r into del phi by del r, or this can be write down as del phi by del r is equal to 1 by r del psi by del theta, and 1 by r del phi by del theta is equal to minus del psi by del r. So these are Cauchy-Riemann equations in terms of polar coordinates. Now to obtain phi and psi, if the complex potential is given as the form w is equal to a z square, अगर w और w का मान a z square है, तो इस केस में phi और psi के मान हम किस तरह निकालेंगे वो देखते हैं. तो w को हम phi प्लस आयोटा psi से रिप्लेस करेंगे और z को हम x प्लस आयोटा y से रिप्लेस करेंगे. तो हमारे पास है phi प्लस आयोटा psi इज इक्वल टू a इंटू एक्स प्लस आयोटा y का होल स्क्वायर. इसको हम इस तरह लिख सकते हैं a इंटू एक्स स्क्वायर माइनस वाई स्क्वायर प्लस 2 टाइम्स ऑफ आयोटा एक्स वाई. नाउ इक्वेटिंग equating real and imaginary parts, we get phi is equal to a into x square minus y square and psi is equal to 2a xy. So these are the values of phi and psi. Now the velocity at any point x y is given by modulus of dw by dz. So when we differentiate this with respect to z, we have 2az, so this is modulus of 2az, and this can be write down as 2a root of x square plus y square. So this is proportionate to root of x square plus y square, which varies directly, means dw by dz, that varies directly as the distance from the intersection of the boundaries. And phi is equal to a of x square minus y square, means the lines of equivelocity potential are x square minus y square equal to constant, and the streamlines psi, the streamlines are xy equal to constant, which are two families of rectangular hyperbolas x equal to 0 and y equal to 0, are also streamlines intersecting at right angles at origin in an irrotational flow, and hence origin is a stagnation point. Now we take one example. Show that the velocity potential phi is equal to half of log of x plus a whole square plus y square upon x minus a whole square plus y square gives a possible motion. Determine the streamlines and show also that the curve of equal speed, that is q equal to constant, are the ovals of Cassini given by rr dash is equal to constant. Here we have given phi is equal to half of log of x plus a whole square plus y square minus half of log of x minus a whole square plus y square. So u is given by minus del phi by del x, and when we differentiate partially with respect to x, we get u as minus of x plus a upon x plus a whole square plus y square plus x minus a upon x minus a whole square plus y square. Suppose this is equation number 1. Similarly, when we differentiate partially with respect to y, we get v as minus del phi by del y, and this is minus y upon x plus a whole square plus y square plus y upon x minus a whole square plus y square. And suppose this is equation number 2. By these two equations, we have del u by del x plus del v by del y equal to 0, and hence the equation of continuity is satisfied and given phi gives a possible motion. Now to find the streamlines we have two relations, that is del phi by del x is equal to del psi by del y and del phi by del y is equal to minus del psi by del x. So del psi by del y is equal to x plus a upon x plus a whole square plus y square minus x minus a upon x minus a whole square plus y square. This is equation number 1. When we integrate with respect to y, we get tan inverse of y upon x plus a minus tan inverse of y upon x minus a plus a constant, that is function of x, and suppose this is equation number 3. Once again differentiating this equation number 3 with respect to x partially, we get del psi by del x is equal to minus y upon x plus a whole square plus y square plus y upon x minus a whole square plus y square plus f dash x. Suppose this is equation number 4. But del phi by del y is equal to minus del psi by del x. Hence comparing equation number 2 and equation number 4, we have f dash x equal to 0 or fx equal to constant. So omitting the constant, the equation number 3 becomes psi is equal to tan inverse of y upon x plus a minus tan inverse of y upon x minus a, or this can be write down as tan inverse of minus 2ay upon x square plus y square minus a square. Thus psi equal to constant gives the streamlines as tan inverse of minus 2ay upon x square plus y square minus a square equal to constant, and suppose this is k. So overall this can be write down as y is equal to 1 upon c of x square plus y square minus a square, where c is constant, or this can be write down as x square plus y square minus cy is equal to a square, which are circles. If c tends to infinitive, the streamlines is y equal to 0 by this result, and if c equal to 0, then the streamlines is a circle, that is x square plus y square equal to a square, which is passing through a0 and minus a0. Also complex potential is w is equal to phi plus iota psi. So substituting the values of phi and psi, we have w as half of log of x plus a whole square plus y square minus half of log of x minus a whole square plus y square plus iota tan inverse of y upon x plus a minus iota tan inverse of y upon x minus a. These expressions can be write down as log of x plus a plus iota y minus log of x minus a plus iota y, or this can be write down as log of z plus a minus log of z minus a. So velocity will be modulus of dw by dz. So differentiating w with respect to z, we have, and taking modulus, we have modulus of 1 upon z plus a minus 1 upon z minus a, or 2a upon modulus of z plus a into modulus of z minus a. So this is 2a upon r dash, where r dash are the distances of the point xy from a0 and minus a0. Therefore the curve of equal speed q equal to constant are 2a upon r dash equal to constant or r dash equal to constant, and these curves are called Cassini's ovals. Thank you.